Hello everyone, Austin here. Today I want to do a quick video on the top 5 movies to watch during Halloween time. And these are kind of more my opinion, but I believe that everybody can at least kind of somewhat agree with this list. Am I saying you should watch these movies every year? No, not necessarily. I mean, me personally, I don't watch these movies every year. But they're really good at setting the mood for the Halloween season. Now, before I get into the list, I want to do some honorable mentions. One of them being A Nightmare Before Christmas. This is a nice movie to watch during Halloween and Christmas time, so that's why I don't know if it could really put you in the Halloween spirit if it ends on a Christmas spirit kind of mood. But the beginning of the movie definitely sets that tone between getting the spirit for Halloween and for horror. So that's why I would kind of on board about putting it in the top 5. And another one that I feel kind of iffy on, it's a recent movie, is Trick or Treat. It's definitely one of the few movies that actually go over Halloween itself and not just a horror movie. So it kind of really plays into that mood and really gets you in the spirit for Halloween. But it's just one that kind of on the fence and just outside the number 5. So starting out on the list, I want to say one of the Universal monster movies. It's really hard to pick one specific movie, so in a way it's almost just picking your own. So whether you want to watch Dracula, Frankenstein, The Wolfman, either one works. And who says you had to watch one? You can watch all of them, do a whole marathon on all of them. It's something about that black and white and very haunting and daunting feel. It's really nice to sit and watch it, but it's also nice to have on the background for, let's say, a Halloween party, or just background noise while you're putting up Halloween decorations or handing out candy. So it's something very creepy about that black and white, and it's classic. It's almost like a trope to do for Halloween, is to watch these movies, or almost kind of even dress up as them. You can't go wrong with wearing a Frankenstein or a Dracula costume, so in another sense, you can't go wrong with watching these movies for Halloween. Number 4, I want to say, is Charlie Brown's The Great Pumpkin. Now, this is perfect because it's for everybody. Like some of the Universal monster movies, they're somewhat violent, but still not too gory to where it's appropriate somewhat for kids to watch. But the same thing as for Nightmare Before Christmas was also pretty much appropriate for kids. So Charlie Brown's The Great Pumpkin is really perfect for kids. And it's not just for the kids, but for the adults that grew up watching this. Just like the Christmas and the Easter and a lot of the other holiday Peanuts movies, it's what more perfect than for Halloween. And it definitely, I really like the idea of there being this mysterious great pumpkin. And it's one that's always on television. It's always really nice to watch. Number 3, I want to say The Phantom of the Opera. Now, The Phantom of the Opera, there are way more than one version, but the one I want to stick to is probably the silent one. And the reason why that I say that is because it's really, to me, a movie that's perfect to set the mood for a Halloween party, or like I said before, passing out candy to kids. It's really nice to have it on during the background, the music playing, and looking over at a screen, and then seeing the Phantom rise through, and then the revealing of the mask. And it's definitely something that's just really sets the tone for Halloween. And this is really a toss between most silent movies. Most silent movies, like Nosferatu, is really perfect for that classic horror age, so you can't really go wrong with Phantom of the Opera. Also going with that black and white and creepy mood is Night of the Living Dead, the original. I mean, you guys know how much I love the remake, but the original you cannot go wrong with. And I think the reason why I say that is because there's something about the indie film look to Night of the Living Dead, and the music in it, and the scream, the horror. And like I've said before, it has that nice classic horror movie feel, but it also has that daunting exploit, really gruesome. It feels like a nightmare. And what better way of a nightmare than to have it experienced on Halloween night? And this is a movie that's just enjoyable to watch. You're sitting in the dark, and you got the movie playing on, and you're just hearing nothing but kids laughing and screaming outside of the streets, and it just really feels great. And number 1 on the list, which is hard to disagree with, is the movie itself, Halloween. Of course, the 1978, not the 2007 or the 2018 one. The 1978 John Carpenter's Halloween. How can you watch anything but this? Now, this is a movie that I personally watch every single year, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Nothing tells me more that it's Halloween than hearing the music play while Laurie walks across the sidewalk and the leaves turning, or the same music that plays while she's walking to the empty house, not knowing that her dead friends are inside the house, along with the killer, Michael Myers. So when you're sitting in your living room in the dark watching this movie, and you finally get to the part of the end that Michael Myers is escaped and he's still alive and he's still lurking in through the neighborhood, it almost gives you a little sense of unease that he could be possibly anywhere, including your own neighborhood. So that's a quick list that I decided to throw together to kind of put you in the Halloween spirit. I know I have different movies that I watch during Halloween time, so feel free to comment below which ones you like to watch. This is just a list I feel like everybody can agree with. According to some numbers, might be a little bit different. But feel free to like and subscribe. I have other videos about movies and horror films and on such, and check out the channel down below. You'll definitely find maybe what you could be looking for. And on that note, thanks for watching.